Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and what is a memory bear? Well, a memory bear is usually a bear stuffed animal that is made out of clothing of the person that you want to remember. What's really nice about making memory bears is, well, you can make them from any piece of clothing. You can make them from the jeans to their shirts to sweaters, sweatshirts, pretty much anything. Now the pattern that I'm going to use is from Carol Zoo's, and what I really like about it is there's only 2 pattern pieces, and so the entire stuffed animal will be made with 4 pieces in total, 2 for the back, 2 for the front. So the patterns are really nice and big and very simple, very soft curves, so they're very, very easy to make. And to make the animals, you can either use buttons or you can buy eyes and little plastic noses. Put a link in the description to her site. You can also buy her patterns in the sewing stores. And she has many different kinds. You don't have to make it just a bear. So I'm going to start and make one out of this old sweater. And with sweaters, it's very important that you put a lightweight stabilizer on it. And you can even get a stabilizer that has a bit of a stretch. What the stabilizer is going to do is it's going to prevent the stuffing to come out of the holes of the knit sweaters, because they have fairly large holes in knit sweaters, and all the stuffing's just going to come out. So lining it with an interfacing is going to prevent that from happening. It's also going to stabilize it, so it's going to be a lot easier to sew, because this would normally have been a very, very stretchy fabric. The other thing that you need to try to find are the best pieces of the garment. So after you have washed the fabric and put a stabilizer on it, you need to trace the pattern out. Now this is the back piece, and I need to cut 2 of the back piece. I need one in this direction and I need one in the reverse so that they will sandwich together properly. And of course, I need to do the same thing with the front piece. One in one direction and one on the reverse. And after you trace out the pattern, copy the markings on the actual pattern. Now on the pattern, she will actually have direction lines, and those are recommended direction lines for sewing. And she will have the stop and the start blocks, so you know where to stop and start as you're sewing. You will also need to leave the back opened so that you can turn it right side out and stuff it. And on the front of the pattern, she will have your dart placements, and she will also have the eye and the nose placements. So mark everything on your patterns and cut them out. So the first thing I like to do is I like to add the eye and the eye placement. It's easier to do while it's nice and flat. So if you're going to use a knit fabric, you do not want to cut a hole for where the eye is going to go. You want to try to get a hole through one of the holes that are already there in between the knitting. Separate the wool, and that way nothing is cut. And then you're going to be able to put the eye through that hole. And by separating the wool, I'm able to put the eye right through. Then you will have another little plastic washer, and that is going to be pushed right on, and it will lock it in place. So the back has been pushed on and it's nice and tight. So the next step would be to sew the darts together, and you're going to match the pieces and sew. But where the nose is, leave 2 or 3 stitches. You're going to stop and skip over, and by leaving a couple of those stitches open, you're able to put the nose in that seam allowance. And just as before, you just snap the washer on. Now you can finish sewing the rest of the animal together. You can also add a little embroidery on the chest part of the stuffed animal. My Bernita does a nice little monogram, so I just put a little initial. So the front of the animal has been stitched together. The back of the animal has been stitched together, leaving an opening so the animal can be turned right side out. Now you can open it up, and you're going to put the front and the back together. And there are some areas that you're going to have to ease in. So the front and the back are sewn together, and he sort of looks like this. He's got his legs, his arms. It's kind of flat right now. And then you can put your hand in and you can finger press these seams open. Now we can turn this right sides out. Now your polyfill is going to be able to help you turn your animal right side out. Take a handful and make a ball, and then where the tail is going to be, take the ball and hold it as you're pushing the tail out into the right side. So you're sort of stuffing that ball right into that hole. And by doing that, it's going to fill that area for you. And you can do that for the tail and in the little ends of the hands and the ears and right into the nose. While you're stuffing him, if you put too much stuffing in, he becomes too stiff and he's not like a floppy little bear. So you will need to take out some batting. You don't want him stiff. You want him floppy. So rearrange the stuffing inside so that he has some softness that he can move. If not, he's going to be a stiff teddy bear. Once you have the right amount of stuffing in and he's able to stay nice and floppy, well, you just need to close up his back. And if you have just the right amount of filling in him, he's going to sit on his own. Put a little bow on him and, well, your memory bear is done. I'm so glad you could join me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're sewing next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.